But what a month. I'm a bit scared to look at my monthly goals because I'm not. Obviously, this month's been a little bit up in the air for me, and I think there's still been good progress, but I'm a little bit scared. I started having a look before the session. I was like, no, wait for the session and do something else. But while we're waiting, so I'm a bit nervous. But I did also know that it was a short month and I had a couple of really stressful things going on pre-ill partner. So I know I set less things to do, but I still think like there's quite a few things that didn't quite happen, unfortunately. But never mind. This is why we reflect and we review and we work out what we want to do moving forward. So first things first, because there are also people still doing bits and pieces, and this is a one you can just think through if you can't get to your pen and paper yet, is we are going to be on this page if you've got the planner, your monthly plans. This is the problem with blurring my background. There you go, you can just, that's it. Monthly plans for, and I don't know why, but I'm in a pencil mood, so I've got a pencil, which is very boring because it's just one colour, but felt like, I don't know, sometimes I just want to write in pencil. Today was one of those days. So we are going to have 5 minutes on the clock. Oh, should we have a nice clock? Or should we just do the music? Let's just do music and screen. No, let's do a clock. Oh, fussy git, aren't they? We will have 5 minutes to have a nice brain dump out, or brain drain. I don't like the word dump. It just sounds stinky, and I don't, pun not intended, but it just does sound a bit weird, doesn't it? So let's get to the 5 minute marks. We're going to have 5 minutes on the clock to do a bit of a brain drain for what we've got coming up this month. Then we will have a little bit of time reflecting on how the month has been before we come back to our brain drain and actually plan out the month ahead. So 5 minutes on the clock to get us started. Just nice brain drain about everything coming up for the month. I'll often pull up my calendar for the month as well to sort of prompt the brain, because let's be honest, it's Monday night, so the brain is quite tired already. I know Michelle's been away, so her brain's particularly tired. And Davina's been trying to find camps today, and Claire's recently moved, so we're all on the brain go slow. Oh, dropping pages. I thought that was in a pocket in the book. It's not. Well, I was looking for you. There we go. I knew you'd be somewhere. So yeah, pull out the calendar, pull out the diary, and anything that will help stimulate the grey matter to remember what's happening in March. Oh, I need to redo all my timer videos because I hate how this one just ends. Which is why I was downloading music and things before this session started, because it's kind of on my radar to do, but it's not exactly a high priority one, but it's something that really bugs me. So I need to do it at some point. But it's kind of one of those things that's it's like a nice to do thing. I will do at some point. But I don't think it's looking at this month. I don't think it's a this month project. You look at some months and you're like, oh, there's quite a lot going on in this one. It's a good month. It's a good month to have lots going on. So we've got spring, it's national, or is it international? I'm not sure if it's national or international. Spring cleaning week in March. We have International Day of Happiness, which as the Happy Lifestyle Club, we kind of really need to acknowledge and do something. Mother's Day, which I kind of don't like doing anything about, but I think it's kind of an important one, but I often acknowledge it from the other side of things, because I had many years wanting to be and not being, that I don't know, it always makes me reflect on that a lot, Mother's Day, more than anything else. So I try and often make anything I do around Mother's Day about that more than anything else. World Sleep Day, kind of very much get behind that, which is on the day, so we've got that's the 18th, which is also the club's birthday. We've got obviously the most important day of the year, which is my birthday on Saturday. And I'm treating myself to borrowing a doggy from a friend for the weekend. I'm very excited because I don't do presents. It's all about experiences, but I also don't like leaving my house. So borrowing someone else's dog is my idea of a birthday treat. My daughter's going to try and borrow the chicks from school as well, because one of her friends got to look after them last weekend. So we're wondering if maybe they're free this weekend, and then we can have the chicks and the dog in separate rooms. We've got the declutter challenge starting on Wednesday. It's all go. And by the end of the month, the new course will be out in the memberships, and the new to-do list course. So yeah, a lot of things going. Anyway, grab, kind of got that out, got things going, got the brain flowing. Grab last month's to-do list. So if you're in the planner, you should just flip back a page and be able to get to it. And we are going to go through ticking off things that you have done, gets a tick, gets a cross if you will no longer be doing it for whatever reason, it's become irrelevant, or you decided it was a stupid idea and you don't want to do it anymore, whatever reason, it's not happening anymore. And then I tend to do a little asterisk for asterisk, is that the right word? I know we call them hashtags now, but I swear they originally called asterisks. Am I right? Claire, you're normally like on this with me getting my words wrong. Were they originally called asterisks? You're completely leaving me hanging now, thanks.
Sorry, I was trying to find my mute button.
Were they originally called, it was an asterisk? Hashtag?
Oh, no, it was in America it was called a pound sign, which is just really weird.
I remember I know you
just
said
called it a hash.
Oh yeah, it'd be like press, what's an asterisk then?
Asterisk like the star,
an asterisk looking. The shift 8.
That's just a dot.
An asterisk is the star.
I might have typed a star in the chat, or I think I pressed the star, but it's just come out like a thingy. So a hash. We'll go with a hash. Or I might as well just say hashtag if I'm saying hash. Anyway, so tick if it's done. Cross if it's not being done for whatever reason. Hashtag is it still going to get done this month? So we've only got one more day left in this month. Less chances of still getting things done unless it's like read every night of February, in which case you might just want to tick it because you like, I'm going to read for the next 2 nights, it's fine. Or you can put a little asterisk. Whereas last month, because we did this, we had about a week after this, I had a lot of hashtags on mine. I want to call it an asterisk still. If I say asterisk, you know I mean hashtag, because it's going to fall out my mouth at some point. So hashtag for anything moving forward. I had a lot of hashtags on the January one because we had a lot of January left. Today we've got a day and a bit left, is less likely. And then a little arrow I now have started doing. I used to do, if they were going to be completed or they were being moved, I used the same symbol, but I've started doing an arrow in the last month. I don't know why, just have. And it seems to make a lot more sense because it moves to, I think I've obviously watched some bullet journaling, which just seems way too complicated, but I'll steal the arrow idea. So little sideways arrows, those become my 4 symbols for anything that will be moving on to next month, or moving on back onto my Trello board, wherever it's going, it's moving somewhere, but I'm not keeping it in January. So that's what we're going to go through first. I'm going to say 3 minutes, and then we're going to do a little bit of an assessment of why things. So don't waste too much time analysing why they are what they are. I feel like 3 minutes is quite a long time. Let's go 2 minutes. And then we're going to spend a bit of time thinking about why they are what they are. Did we overplan? That kind of thing. But we'll go on to that second. So stars, ticks, hashtags, arrows, crosses, whichever you like. Asterisks. There's that irritating abrupt ending. Let's finish writing that. Okay, awesome. So you should have an idea of how this past month has gone in regards to your goals, not in general. That's obviously a whole bigger story, but with regards to the last month and how the goals have gone. So what we want to be doing is going through, and whether you've got space on your page and you want to annotate your page, or whether you just want to write some brief notes down on a separate bit of paper, it's up to you. But why has it gone the way it's gone? Because it's not always obvious, and a couple of us have had big things going on. Michelle, you've been away for 10 days. Claire's had a house move. Harry scared the bejesus out of me because I thought he was not breathing. All the fun things, basically. Like, what was it that I think, had that not happened, I should have met all of my goals. So for me, that's quite an easy one. that for me pretty much explains most of them. But there's still a couple that actually are probably should have happened before he was ill anyway. So it's just going through and noting down, like, what are the changes that we need to make? Did we overcommit? Did we put steps on there that were too big and too overwhelming, and actually we need to break that thing down further? So we will have another 2 minutes on the clock just to go through, and hopefully you've ticked everything off, in which case you can just sit back and have some gin, or whiskey or water, whatever you fancy. But if, like me, you've used all the symbols for February, Michelle, your picture is like this all-knowing smile, and I like feel like you're smiling at me, like, we see you, Jess. We see you with all your symbols this month, even though it's just your profile picture. Then obviously you might have a bit more annotating to do. So we will put another 2 minutes back on the clock. Oh, apparently it wants 1 minute 30. There we go, 2 minutes back on the clock, and to go through and work out, well, where did it go wrong? Because that's okay. It's all right if it goes wrong. It's also about 8 years old, and I'm 2 stone lighter. I use old pictures all the time. Like, the one 2020 is my newest professional photos, and I don't have zero intention of getting any more done anytime soon. So 2020 pro photos it is. I might have to fix that this evening because it's driving me so potty tonight. It's just so abrupt. Theme of this evening. Jess can't deal with abrupt stops to music. I need a gentle fade out. So monthly overview is our next page. This is where we get the camera doesn't like me. Put it in front of my face. Does that work? No, that's not working. Come on, camera. I can't see if it's working or not. There you go. Oh no, that one. Okay, it's not. I need to turn the blur background off to get it to work. But it literally says monthly overview at the top of the sheets, or you can get the printables off in the section. It's just a grid for the month. So first things first is we need to write the dates in. So 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, I've got to. So the first is Wednesday. Unlike the email that I sent out that said the first Monday, the 1st of March, I'm hoping most people spotted that the 1st of March bit was correct and it was the Monday bit that was wrong. but I will send out a follow-up email to those. Luckily, only 4 people got the wrong one, and then everyone else should get the right one, but we will see. That's only people that are signed up for the Declutter Challenge anyway. Lots of fun dealing with tech for that today, so all good. Scheduled like 34 emails. 31 days, don't we? So the 1st, and then that should mean that the 31st is a Friday. So we want to start by putting on our key dates. So obviously the 4th of March is a very important day because it's my birthday. But you don't have to put that on your calendar. My birthday, and then Friday I've got to collect Ernie. So big important dates first. So let's go for a little, should we try the jazzy music? Okay, something a bit jazzy, keep us awake for a minute. So big events first, that's what we're putting onto our calendars. So. And then move on to anything out of the ordinary routine-wise. So it might not be a big event, but it could be that maybe you'll predominantly work from home and it's a work in the office day. Maybe you've got a weekend away. For me, that would be a big event. Anything like that, that's maybe not a big event, but would disrupt one's routine. Bank holidays. I don't think we got any of those in March, have we? In the UK anyway. Maybe in other countries. Anything like that. Borrowing people's doggies. Cats going to bed. Other bits I like to put on here is my house cleaning days, which days I'm doing what laundry. I find that quite helpful, or the other half knows when I'm doing which bit. So they'll tend to wear his white t-shirts in the couple of days before I do the whitewash, because I need him to do 1, maybe 2 whitewash a week. With the other ones in between. Food shop, have you got a delivery day or day you want to do this food shopping for sort of those basic house food, clean clothes, bits for the running of le home. Anything else major that you want to, major, unmajor that you want to add onto that planner? Add it now or forever hold your peace. I like the checking. So, we know what's coming up roughly this month. We know the mistakes we made with our planning last month, if we made any. Didn't always, sometimes we planned it really well. And we are going to take that forward into the upcoming month. So we've got our goals for the monthly spread. So any big events or deadlines that we've got coming up. So a big, none of mine are really that big events, like birthdays and things. Haven't decided what to do to celebrate the club's birthday. So if anyone has an idea, there are some like fun plugins for Zoom now where you can do like quizzes and things. Maybe we could do something like that, but I'm not sure how, like, if people would be up for a Saturday night on Zoom. It feels very COVID. But I'm totally up for that because we don't have to leave the house. See you later, Michelle. Sweet dreams. So yeah, I don't know if anyone would be up for that. We could do like have some fizz and chill out on Zoom and a good old natter like we had just like a random, was it Christmas? Like the random catch up. So yeah, let me know whether you're watching live or in the replay or whatever, what you think we should do for the 18th, because I feel like we should mark it, but and I'll put a couple of posts out to be like happy birthday us, but other than that, I don't know. And the to-do list course is the end of the month, so that's for a big deadline. Oh, big deadline for me. Now, be realistic. If you look at your month review and you've got a lot on, you might not want to go for the full 3 goals in each area, or you might want to go for really simple ones. Maybe there's some basic habit, normal everyday habit that you're struggling to maintain at the moment and you need an extra kick up the butt, so it might need to be our goal this month. I have been really bad with my water again. Did really well in January. So March, I'm going to be back on the water. Really good at my water, and I want to have some more time in nature, I think. So although they're quite simple goals, they're definitely things that I know have been severely lacking in my last month, and I've got a busy month coming up, so I'm going to adjust and make sure that my goals aren't too top heavy. So let's have 3 minutes on the clock. We've got 20 minutes left here. So 3 minutes on the clock to do our personal goals. What we're doing. I don't know, let's bring the timer back. Look at the other timer. Another pretty timer. Pause that one. That's only 2 minutes. Make sure that you are also checking in with your yearly goals and making sure that things are aligning up with your yearly goals as well when you are setting your monthly ones. So we're going to do personal goals first. So your 3 personal goals with their 3 steps each. Can't find the button I was looking for. I was looking at my other books. I nearly got there. I'm just gonna decide on my second, because I've put to read 2 books this month. I just want to decide which 2 I were going to read. You are not a before picture. There we go. Cool. Because I've actually already read next month's book club book. I need to reread it because so I could do the review. I should have done the review when I read it, but I need to do the review for the first one as well. And so we are heading into a new book club, but all about saving and finances, how to fix your finances. How to fix. Yeah, I think it's called that. How to. It's one of the how-to ones. We did the how to move it, how to save it. I think it's called how to save it. Fixing your finances. That one. Is our next one. Cool. So another 3 minutes on the clock, and we're going to go into our professional goals for this coming month. Ooh, fabuloso. 10 minutes left to go. 3 more minutes on the clock to do our family, home, friend goals. I think that's it. That's our last chunk, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. Well, 3 minutes on the clock. My voice is starting to go, so I'm going to stop talking so much. Let's do. I'm running out of energy. Got home from pickup and had to have half a bar of chocolate because I got like you get the sugar crash shakes. So I had one yesterday. Obviously, maybe I have to have pudding tonight as well. So 3.5 minutes on the clock apparently to do our family, home, and friend goals. I suddenly got so very tired. Possibly looking at everything happening. Ooh, it's all good stuff though. It's all nice things. It's going to be a month of lovely things. I've decided, decreeing it now to the universe. It's going to be a month of lovely things. It's going to be no hospitals and no calling of ambulances in the middle of the night. That's I've decreed it, and so it shall be done. So I also like to put mine into Trello as well as having mine in my book. Shall we? I've got 5 more minutes before the end. Davina and Claire, do you want to unmute? How are you? What have you been up to? How are you doing? How's the new house?
Hello. Yeah, I'm getting there. I still have stuff around because hey, it's me. But I am getting there. I have a functional kitchen, a functional lounge, and a functional bedroom, and these are the important things. And I'm actually sat at a desk with my computer set up properly for work.
Yay!
I start tomorrow.
Exciting.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Ooh,
Nervous?
it's like a complete change from line management to normal person.
Yeah, much more relaxed.
Yeah, I think so. Feeling good about it.
Good. Excuse me, I'm not yawning at you, I'm yawning in general.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Do you like the new area? Do you know anyone in your new area yet? Or are you going in blind?
I have met my line manager online during my interview. And the next door neighbors are Ukrainian. The wife is called Marta and the daughter is called Hannah. I have no idea what the bloke's name is. And that's it. That's all I know. But I have got friends about 45 minutes up the road, up the M5. So if it's a complete disaster tomorrow, I can just get in the car, drive away up and go, what have I done? Give me a gym. And all will be well.
I used to always join a choir when I moved. That was every time I moved, I joined the local choir and it helped me meet some people. It's finding, it doesn't need to be singing, but any kind, some sort of hobby that means you meet some people is a nice way.
Yes, there is the Mid Devon Singers, and they meet on a Friday night. So I'm plucking up the courage. I used to be a fairly decent soprano, but when I had COVID at the beginning of January, it's just knocked my voice completely. I've got like no head voice at all. So I might have to sneak in and say, hi, can I be an alto, please? And see where that goes.
I like to jump between the two. I'm like, I'll see if there's less altos in this choir, I'll go with the altos. If there's less sopranos, I'll go with the sopranos. Because it used to be the altos got all the melodies, but that's changed now as well. So there's not a guaranteed safe space in the sopranos anymore.
No. And it depends what kind of music they want to do as well. If they're into like classical stuff, then it's kind of soprano-y. And if they're sort of more modern stuff, then yeah, the altos get a better look in. So I'll just pop along, say hello, see where I end up. Could be anywhere, really.
Maybe they don't have altos and sopranos. They sing the whole thing in harmony, unison, even the opposite of harmony. Can you sing, Davina?
Well, true.
Maybe we should start a Happy Lifestyle Club choir.
I'm actually an alto. I can carry a little note, with some help, of course.
Oh, there we go. Although our happy birthdays were a bit tricky on Clubhouse. Maybe there's less delay on Zoom. I think they did do choir. Some places did do choir practice on Zoom, didn't they, in COVID? I'm not
sure how they did it. I think they might have recorded their parts and then put them together.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily hugely successful. I suppose, yeah, it's so internet dependent, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you find a club, Davina?
Oh my goodness, Jessica. No, I did not, I was not successful today. So I think I'm going to have to do this, how you do that a la carte. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, we could do this, and then Wednesday, hop over to this because there's different interests that he has, but he wasn't interested in some of the things that I presented to him. So I said, I'm not going to force him, to just go somewhere that he's not really interested in. So, and I think he's perfectly fine just with a little break from school to
Yeah.
do something spontaneous. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think Felicity really, she's that really benefits from like that just quiet downtime sometimes. And I used to feel
Yes,
like, oh, she's having so much TV, but sometimes it's the only thing that will get her to sit still long enough, because we're pretty sure she's ADHD as well. Um, so it's the only way her poor little body gets to rest, because we don't just
yeah,
need sleep rest. Sometimes we need to be able to just zone out and be awake but restful.
absolutely.
So we used to feel really bad. We used to have like an hour and a half on a Saturday morning, but actually she really needs it. And when she doesn't have it, she's a grot bag. She's sort of like she gets overly tired by the end of Saturday. So we've like, no, that works quite nicely. I get a lion. Harry has a Potter, or well, he has a lion as well at the moment. But and we get this lovely child to play with on a Saturday afternoon, instead of like forcing her into activities on a Saturday.
Well, what was interesting that he was really interested in bird watching, and right now I think we did that last year towards the end. They're not really out now, so there's some programs where you can actually do bird watching, or he's interested in like being a zookeeper at the zoo. But all these programs, post COVID, they don't have the same type of programs anymore, and I was like, because he loves nature, he loves being outside, so I was a little disappointed in that. So
Oh, well, maybe it's because the right thing hasn't come up yet. Maybe something else is going to appear, or
exactly. Yeah, I'm going to stay optimistic.
mm, we've got a couple of like really nice bird watching huts near where we go and stay in Norfolk. So Harry and Felicity often potter along with her binoculars. She got binoculars for birthday or Christmas a couple of years ago. And they potter along with her binoculars and go and sit in the bird hut for ages. And it's funny because then she'll be quiet and still because she's really into it.
It's so calming for them. It really is calming.
That's why I like having a dog around. We had my sister's dog for half term, and I don't know if I'd have coped with Harry being ill as well if that dog hadn't been here. I was so sad when she left. We had my sister's dog, and it couldn't have been a better week, because we picked her up. We came back from my friend's funeral on the Thursday, and we picked her up on the way home from the funeral. Um, and so she was my support doggy, and she loved cuddles. So I sat in her. She had like a big pillow bed in Norfolk, and I just sat in the big pillow with her like lounging over my lap. She's a big-ish cocker spaniel, but just sort of lounged over my lap, belly in the air, just having lots of cuddles the whole time.
Oh, I love that.
And then when we
That's so
got home,
sweet.
she knew Harry was ill before he did. Dogs don't normally show that much interest in him, and I'm normally the dog's best friend. And she kept sitting by Harry and putting her head on his knee. Um, she knew. She was very smart. And then she doesn't go upstairs at home. She doesn't go upstairs at her mum's, at my sister's. Well, her mum's, yeah, my sister's. She doesn't go upstairs in our house. But where we were in Norfolk, woke up dreaming that I was stroking the dog's head, and I looked over. So I was sharing a bed with Felicity because Harry wasn't very well. So I was asleep here, and she was here next to me, and I had my arm over the top of her, and I was stroking the dog's head, and she'd come upstairs and put her head on the edge of the bed under my hand, and I was just doing this in my sleep, stroking her. But she knows not to come upstairs, and she'd never tried it during the day or anything, but she just knew. And then she lay down under our bed and keeping watch on Harry all night. Clever dog. And this was before he got really poorly. Um, he was on the turn, so he'd gone into Felicity's bed, and we were in the double in Norfolk. And then when we came back here, and I would sleep on the sofa, and she slept next to the sofa with her head on the edge of the sofa, so it was right next to me.
Oh, just
If
looking out. Yeah.
So if I woke up anxious, I'd sit and stroke her on the head. And she was really good when the paramedics arrived. She just stayed in the sitting room and waited, and then I came and she looked after me. But even with because we had all the doors open so that I could hear if Harry needed me, and she didn't need the door shut. She just stayed next to me, like, I'm here, I'm going to look after you. So it was very sad to see her go. They are very, I find, dogs in particular, I like animals in general, but dogs in particular I find very calming. I'm always happy when I go like someone's house and they've got a pet that I can communicate with, and then particularly if there's a few people, I much rather sit on the floor and chat with the dog than the people.
Now, do you schedule that like 4 times a year, or is it something that was more?
So my sister's dog used to go to my mum's former partner before she passed away, but he's been a bit of a tosspot in the last few months, and we're not speaking anymore.
Oh, okay.
Basically it basically looks like he was enjoying a free ride being with my mum, and is now taking advantage of it because my sister and I needed to sell my mum's old house, and he's got solicitors involved and stuff, so she couldn't go there anymore. And my sister said, you wouldn't fancy taking her? And we've done borrow my doggy a bit because we'd love to get dogs, but we just can't afford it at the moment. The dogs we want are about £3.5 each, because I really, really want a King Charles. And then we've got a King Charles that we used to borrow when we lived in London, and so he's the one I'm going to go and see. Lauren, who's in there, Lauren from the membership, I'm going to go and see her. She's not been very well. She's had bowel cancer over the last few months. She's all cleared now. She's just sort of recovering from chemo. But she's lives near Ernie, so I'm going to go and see her, pick Ernie up, and we're going to have Ernie for just under a week over my birthday as my birthday treat, which will be nice. Doggy cuddles.
Oh, that sounds great.
All the doggy cuddles. Which is quite good. So, yeah, I think there's something. Yeah, I think that was one of the big things that got me through my childhood was we always had dogs around. My dog was Daisy, and Daisy used to sleep in my bed with her head on my pillow, like next to me. I used to push around the garden in a pram when I was really young. We had a big old pram, and I'd push around the garden in that, and I've got pictures of her in a little bonnet and a cardigan.
I can visualize it.
But that dog adored me, and I adored her. She was my best friend. She was a proper man's best friend type dog. She was so funny and so dopey. I'm quite sad she never had puppies. I would have loved to have had one of her puppies, but I think she was just a bit too nuts. Like mother, like daughter. But never mind. Right, I better let people back in the sitting room because Harry's sister and partner are staying with us at the moment as well, and I kick everyone out of the sitting room now. My office is in the sitting room. It's better let them back in. What have we got happening? Wednesday is 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock are the two lives for the launch for the Declutter Challenge. So if either of you want to do that, or if anyone watching this a replay catches this before then, so Wednesday the lives all stay in the Facebook group, so they'll be available in there and to watch, and then the challenge starts on the second. The first day of decluttering is the second. There is an email sequence that goes with it. So if you sign up specifically for when you first go on the website, there's a box that comes up, or if you just send me your email, I can make sure I can move you into the sequence so you get the emails. But the picture and wording that go in the email is the same as what goes out on the Facebook posts. So if you don't want more emails in your inbox and you just want to do you can just follow along the Facebook post if you want to do it that way as well. So it's less things, but I know some people prefer the emails to Facebook groups, so I thought I'd try and do both options this time. But setting up the automation thing was like headache. Moments like that, I'm like, I'm not techie, and then I have some moments I'm like, oh, techie. Anyway, I'm gonna edit some videos with some better sounds. And Thursday co-working, 1 till 3. I've done 2 this week. I did Monday, and then we're doing a Thursday, our normal one Thursday as well. And I would like to try and do another live weekly review this week, but there's already quite a lot on, so I think it'll probably be the week after I do the next live weekly review, but the video and audios are in the membership. So have an amazing evening. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you.
Bye,
See you
Claire.
soon.
If you want to be happy, it's gonna have to be a lifestyle switch. And if you want to be happy, you're gonna have to do the work in deep. Quick fixes become fads and diets too. Take back your time and live your life for you. 'Cause if you want to be happy, it's gonna have to be a lifestyle switch.